What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466cards, and today we're going to talk about ghosting and why I think that's a problem in the sports card hobby. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't already. So let's get right into it. I had put a video up a couple of videos ago about selling a couple of my green Jason Tatum rookie cards. And so I use the usual suspects, IG, Facebook, to avoid paying the 10%, 12% eBay fees. And I posted in a few groups, I followed some people, and not the entire, but most of the interactions that I had left me pretty disappointed. And I will show examples of that. So, and this extends beyond just Jason Tatum rookie cards. I also had some Darius Garlands, as you can see here. This guy says, thanks, we'll be in touch after Christmas. Give him a little thumbs up. And then December 29th comes around and follow up, reads my message, doesn't bother responding, ghosted. This one really annoyed me. One of the most unprofessional conversations that I've had. And this one legitimately peeved me off. This person made an offer that I actually accepted on my Jason Tatum Green Prism rookie cards. We finalized it. Then he disappeared for about half a day, so I followed up, and he's like, give me a few. I'm in a live line. I don't understand why he's in a live line for it. He just made an offer for it and then is backing out. So I was already annoyed and assumed this was going to go sideways. So I was like, when we find out, give me a few hours. Like, I can't tell what you mean, but give me a few. So he's like, an hour. That was at 6:30, 11:45, no update. I asked for an update. He didn't even bother opening my message or responding to it. Just honestly, this message here, or this interaction here, is the reason that I'm putting this video together. It left me so just thinking, like, why am I doing this in the hobby? Like, why am I dealing with these silly little sports cards if people can't even treat you with a little bit of civility and professionalism? It left a really sour taste in my mouth. Here's another one. I say, let me know if these values make sense to you. Cheers. Checking in. Do you have an update? Doesn't even bother reading my message. This one, he reached out to me and asked me know about a Garland Color Blast that I had. Said, will do. I gave him a screenshot. Here's the price. Didn't bother even saying, no, thanks, man. Just read it and just left it unread. One here, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Be in touch. Sounds good. Cheers. And I'm like, any update? Reads it. Doesn't even bother responding. Doesn't even say pass. And this one I worked on for 3 weeks with this guy. Confirmed a price, he accepted. I was doing half of this while I was on vacation, and then he ghosted me. So I had asked him to send me an invoice on PayPal, and he said he's hesitant to do it with me because of the address issue, because my shipping address is in Canada. I wanted him to ship it to me in the US to my US mailbox. And so when I asked him to do that, he kind of got thrown off by it, even though like I linked to a page on the PayPal website on how to do it. So he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to send it out tomorrow when I get home from work, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm like, okay, this guy seems to have some questions about it, about my legitimacy. So I said, here's a vouch post of mine. Here's Ship My Cards, which is a very common used website for international buyers to avoid sales tax and tariffs. I'm like, I give him a full explanation. He's like, I understand how to send invoices now. And he's like, I've used Ship My Cards before, so I don't understand what the deal is. That's, this started February 29th. The first message started February 17th. February 6th comes around. I'm checking in a week later or a few days later to be like, hey, what's happening? It is now, I'm recording this February 27th. Never heard back from this guy. Just ghosted. And it's stuff like this where just a modicum of professionalism, a modicum of respect of the other person that you're dealing with. Like, is it that much to ask? Like, is that so difficult? So, and like when I interact with someone, I try my best to deal or no deal, leave them feeling like, oh, that person, you know, he seems like a nice guy. He treated me with respect, like, you know, took the time to respond. And so here are just some responses that, like, this is how I respond. I'm obviously in blue, and I'll always follow up with people, even or I try. I mean, there might be a couple times where I forgot to, but generally I'll respond to you, and instead of just ghosting, it takes you 2 seconds to even just write pass, sorry, no thanks, whatever. Why is this so hard? Why can't we, as a society or as a hobby, just be human beings and treat people like a real interaction? Like, I found that the interactions I had, half these people treat negotiations and a conversation like it's Tinder. You just ghost someone. You would never treat someone like that in your day-to-day business if you're doing a real business for a real company, right? So why would you do that here? Like, why can't you just be a little bit more civil? And like, just as an example, I actually once sent an offer to this guy for a card. You can see I've wiped it clean. It turns out I lowballed the guy and didn't know it. So I apologized to him. I said, hey, you know what? That's my bad. Sorry about that. Because I think he was sort of offended. And I said, you know what? Like, that's on me. I screwed that one up. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You know, apologies. And he's like, oh yeah, it's all good. And I felt like he felt better about that. But it's just like, act a little professional. Act civilized. Treat other people with respect. And treat, you know, it's like the golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Is that so hard? Like, honestly, it's take the 5 seconds to literally type not interested, pass, sorry, not interested, whatever. Like, it's, I don't know. This one, and the reason why it's a problem for the hobby and growing and getting people in sports is like, if you have an interaction similar to the ones that I have and you have them over and over, again, like all of these were just in like a month, 1 or 2 month span. And that happens to you over and over again. Like, that doesn't make you want to be part of the hobby, right? Like, why would you want to be in a hobby where so many people act like this, treat you like this? Like, it's just, it doesn't leave you feeling good. It leaves you feeling like, why do I waste my time doing this? So that's a short little video, just some thoughts on just acting a little bit more professional in the hobby and not treating, like, ghosting people like it's Tinder. So let me know your comments and thoughts. Have you had this type of experience? Maybe I'm just dealing with the wrong people. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you agree with this, or if you've had similar experiences, or how often, like what percentage of your interactions are like this. And maybe it depends from Facebook group to Facebook group. So yeah, as we always do here, we preview the next video. The next one I'm going to do is about why PSA overtook Beckett. So that'll be the next video. As always, thanks again for watching and listening, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good week. Cheers.